economy hostage, hold the world's energy supply hostage because you are engaged in a conflict with referring to Iran, and yet it appears that's precisely what they're doing.
Well, we had a memorandum of understanding with Iran. They broke that memorandum of understanding. President Trump acting accordingly. One of the things the ambassador noting just there is the maximum pressure policy that we've had on the Iranian regime, really from the beginning of this administration, even the previous Trump administration. Additional actions being taken just this week in terms of denying the Iranian regime financial avenues to fund so many of their activities. That's a major part of this. So the State Department announcing those with the Department of Treasury to make sure we're continuing to apply that pressure to deny that financing where we see that.
How is, so far as I understand it, there is this sort of escrow account, for lack of a better word, where the United States is keeping tabs of some of the sanctions that were relaxed when the MOU was signed. Is that progressing the way the president wanted it to?
Well, everything here is conditions-based. That was the basis for the MOU. Every sort of release of funds or release of sanctions, rather better put, was based off of actions that the Iranian regime was taking. And so conversely, we see here that there was a deal that was struck and a deal that was broken. Building on a range of sanctions here, specifically on sanctions abaters, for example, existing sanctions that are in place. When we're able to identify those that are evading those sanctions, we can apply additional pressure to make sure that we're enforcing that sanctions regime.
going to be like, because we've got this. I predicted he got chosen, and there he is with Lionel Messi, and now they're going to be playing each other on the pitch in the World Cup final.
And good news, Katie Burke from Fox Weather said that the smoke is clearing out.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okay, so you're going to be
That'll
all
be good
set.
for everybody.
And
I'll see you at the
your
final.
progress has been amazing, and
Well, thank you
for
so
it.
much.
Yeah, okay,
Thank
great.
you.
Julian? All right, USC's Mayor Dora Mondani praised for more substantial burdens of rent from tenants and onto landlords. We'll get into that. Plus, this Democratic Texas Senate candidate James Talarico offering a concession on his party's immigration policies, while he says his team took the border for granted. That next.